Hey guys, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So I have a project today I never planned on making. I was walking through Lowe's the other day and Mother's Day was coming up and I saw these gorgeous bouquets of flowers and I thought they were real, but they weren't. They were fake. They are made of foam. I clearly took the bouquet apart. Here's the dried baby's breath that was in there. And it was roses and these carnation types, and they had purple ones and white ones and pink ones, and I wanted all of them, but they were like 20 bucks. And I'm like, I'm not paying 20 bucks for a bouquet of flowers I'm gonna rip apart. I mean, they were pretty and all, but so my idea was to go back after Mother's Day and see if they were half off. Of course they weren't. Only the fresh flowers were half off, so I paid the 20 bucks. The only thing is I just got the pink. The pink with the baby's breath. I didn't get the other colors. I cut them all off their stems, as you could see. I ripped off a bunch of petals. These I'm going to save for another day because what I have already done, I hot glued what I wanted together. So I have trimmed all the petals off. I cut all the sticks way back. I glued them together in a heart shape for this mold because I thought this mold would be so pretty with that, and then I'll stick the baby's breath in there. I don't know, maybe it's a good idea for those of you who have gotten married recently and have some dried flowers to put in. Pretty good idea. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to use 2 layers. Oh, I'm also going to be adding to the hand mold today. Today's hand mold's going to be Silver Bells Silver Flakes, Ocean White pigment paste, and aqua alcohol ink. So we're going to do 3 more colors in the hand mold today as we build that up daily. So I think I'm going to use this new mica powder that I bought. It's Rolio Pearl White. And this is similar to my very favorite one that I have that I'm almost out of. So I already purchased a replacement that looks pretty similar. So I thought I would do a small coat on the bottom of the white and then stick these into that and get them stuck down there because they won't reach the top. I don't want them to float. I'm just gonna probably stick them in and put something on top of them just to hold them down until it's cured. And then I'll pour, maybe deep pour over it. I don't know how many bubbles I'm going to get. I'm probably going to be adding my crushed crystal because that will hide bubbles. And I'm going to be shoving my little baby's breath in there and try to make a really pretty arrangement. I do have some little strings from the hot glue gun I still have to get off. But I'm going to go ahead and mix up like 8 ounces of resin. We're going to stick some in there first so that can start curing. Let this cure overnight, and then we'll figure out what kind of resin we're going to use to fill it back up. I mixed up 8 ounces. I put some in each of these little cups for the hand. So let's just get started with the hand. I'm just going to drip some alcohol ink because she wanted a variety of inks and pigments and glitters and micas and all that good stuff. So we're going to give her what she wants. And I'm just going to, I don't want to make them as like an ounce. I put an ounce, almost an ounce of each in the other day. And that was almost too much for a layer. So I'm going to go a little lighter and just do more layers, I think. Because it's supposed to look like an extras container in the color scheme that she wanted. So I didn't want to like only do a few layers. I want multiple layers. So I'm going to put this alcohol ink over the white. Or the interference blue, I should say, from yesterday. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I'm going to get it down off the fingers. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm just going to use a little bit. So I'll make extras with the rest. I know you guys love the extras. Let's do the ocean white. What did I just do with the cap? Oh, here it is. And we'll put the ocean white over the Emerald Ocean to give it a nice contrast between the two. Maybe I'll do a little on each side. I just don't want them running into each other. And then we're going to use the silver bells. And the silver bells, it's not really a glitter, it's a flake. It's very, 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 very light. So if you do order this from my eBay store, you're going to get 1 ounce instead of 2, because 1 ounce fills up just as much as 2 ounces of glitter does. And this is kind of like a foil. It's a flake. I don't know what to call it. It's a metallic flake. It's really pretty. I'm just going to put this down over the purple. And it's going to kind of combine with a little of that blue, it looks like, which is fine because she wants it to look like an extras. So that's pretty easy to do. I don't know that I can screw this up much. Maybe I'll put a little bit over here. I think that's about it. All right, I'll do the extras a little bit later after I'm done with the main event here. All right, so I'm gonna grab my resin and we are going to try out this Pearl White by Rolio. I think that'll be a really pretty bottom because white goes with that pale pink so well. I don't know if I'm going to use all 6 ounces. I don't really need a thick layer. I just want a layer where we're not going to see the backs of these flowers. Okay, so this is very shimmery, but it's not turning it white. So that's interesting. I know if I put more, it's just going to be more shimmer. I'm going to grab a white mica powder to add to this because if I add more, it's just going to be shimmery. It's not going to be white. So let me go grab that real quick. I'm going to use my white by Let's Resin. We're just going to add some white to it because I want the white color with shimmer. So now I know that won't do both. And I should have stirred that in a smaller cup because that one is clumpy. I did measure this heart because I wanted to know what I was getting into before I got into it, and it is 40 ounces. Oh my God. It's 40 ounces empty. So I know I'm not going to use 40 ounces, but I bet you I use 30 ounces. That's why I'm considering using my deep pour that I have a lot of. I don't want to go through 30 ounces of my other resins in one felt swoop. I'm going to add a little bit more. I just don't want to be able to see my stick at all. And I'm just about there. Someday I'm going to learn to mix my mica in a tiny cup before I put it in my resin, and today is not that day. Maybe tomorrow, but I highly doubt it. This is looking way better. This is really pretty. Now, if somebody can just make this as a mica powder, that'd be great. I guess I can make my own pigment paste. I've shown you how to do that before. Okay, that looks good. That's really, really pretty. All right, so I'm basically gonna just dump it in after I get that piece out, whatever that is. I think everything else is clean. I said, I don't need a thick layer. Maybe I'll save a tiny little bit for an extra in this color. It always looks pretty on a pendant. There's plenty in here. Just mixing up that powder I missed. Okay, we're gonna keep that. And now I'm just going to spray it. Not that you're gonna see the bubbles, but they bother me, so I'm spraying it anyway. I'm gonna grab my flowers and see what happens when I put them in. Hopefully, they'll stay by themselves. The reason I hot glued them together is because I really didn't want them touching the perimeter. I didn't want them to expose themselves to the resin by accident. And I may like put, I don't know, something on top. First, I want to put some of my baby's breath in here. So that can also get stuck down in the resin while it cures. Hopefully, I won't be ripping apart any flowers while I do this. I also need to make sure that you keep it under this level. So you want them low. I've never done this before, so I'm sure you guys can give me tips because I have never used this mold like this before. I've never placed dried flowers in anything. Not that these are dried flowers, but you know what I mean. I've never done a flower arrangement. So I am learning in front of everybody. I'm not good at flower arrangements. I wish I was, because I would really like to be. So we'll see how this comes out. Again, like I said, I'm trying to keep them away from the sides. Little random guy floating around in there. And let's see. That's too tall. Well, I guess going in like that isn't going to hurt anything. This side should be doing the same, I guess. Great, it's going to go underneath the white. There we go. That is touching the side for sure. And let's see. Stick that in there. I have no idea what I'm doing, you guys. I just kind of filling it up. Okay. And I think, you know what? I'm just going to put this on top anyway, just to hold it down. Just hold it down till tomorrow. Okay, that's it for that, I think. Maybe I'm going to put a little piece here. Hopefully it doesn't fall in the white all the way anyway. There we go. Okay, let me see what this is doing. Okay, I'm going to add a little white right there because it was mixing with the silver bells. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to put this stuff in some extras molds and I will see you tomorrow. It's time to pour. So I decided I'm going to use my epoxy resin. I added shimmer, this crushed crystal, you know, my favorite stuff. I think I added a little too much. Can you see that? I hope I didn't. I was gonna do deep pour because it's deep, but I was afraid that that was gonna sink because deep pour is like water, and I didn't want that to sink. And I don't wanna add glue to it because then you're defeating the whole purpose of the deep pour resin. So I'm thinking not to cover the whole thing. I don't know how much 20 ounces is gonna cover. That's what I mixed up. Whatever 20 ounces covers is what I'm doing right now until it gets tacky in a couple hours, and then I'll finish pouring it. That's my idea anyway. Whether it works or not, I don't know. I mixed up for the hands today Abyss, which is purple with shimmers of blues and greens and teals, some black alcohol ink, and a combination of these two mica powders, Okinawa blue and rainbow green, to get a teal-y color because she wanted teal. So I'm gonna pour these in here and set them aside for today's version of the hands. And then we will pour the flowers. I'm a little nervous about the flowers. This I'm gonna pour in here. I'm trying to do an alcohol ink, a glitter, and a mica powder for each pour for the hands, just so every layer is not just glitter or not just one or the other. And I'm gonna pour the black up top. And I decided, I don't know if you've been watching the first one with the hands where I said I was gonna wait till the middle to put her son's ashes in. But if you flip the hands over, what I want, where I want the ashes to be is in the palms, like right here. That's where I want that silver layer to be. So I'm gonna wait until this gets up to here, and this whole section here, I'm going to put the silver with her son's ashes in them. So she could see them. She doesn't have to look through a side layer to see them. So she'll see them every time she looks at the bottom of the hands. Okay, I'm gonna move that, move this. Let's see if I can zoom you in. Let's get this out of the way. Definitely don't wanna spill that. I barely put any in the resin. I mean, more than I normally would because I mixed up more than I normally would. And then it came out really super, super shimmery. So I'm really hoping I didn't mess this up. And I know there's gonna be bubbles, but the glitter should help disguise that. I'm just hoping these work because this is a lot of resin to waste. It's a foam, like foamish like flower. So I'm assuming it's good in resin. It obviously doesn't need to be dried or anything, but I'm thinking that the foam obviously has air in it itself. So I'm just gonna pour it over the flowers themselves first. Hopefully it will like suck it up like a sponge, I'm thinking. I don't know. And I am definitely going to be watching this today. Just to see how it's going to react, because I'm going to let it maybe sit. So this resin, you have a long working time with it, like 40 or 50 minutes, I think. So I'm thinking in 4 or 5 hours, it should be tacky enough to put another coat on. Sorry about that my phone is acting weird, so I can't always zoom in. All right, so it's gonna need at least 10 more ounces. I have a good 3/8 of an inch, ½ inch, I don't know, left in the mold. Let's get the torch out, which I don't normally torch, but because it's, oh gosh, that would be terrible to melt anything in there. As you can see, there are bubbles coming up out of the flowers, but they're popping right at the surface, so that's good since it's not like really, really high. Like I said, I'm just gonna babysit this and watch it for the next couple hours, well, until it sets up, which is probably an hour, and then do the final torch, and then we're gonna pour some more. So I'll see you in a sec. All right, let me tell you what I learned. So this was 1.25 inches deep. The epoxy, which I thought would have more working time, got hot in the first hour, hour and a half. After the first hour, I could barely pop the bubbles anymore. It was really thick, it was really hot. So that one shouldn't be poured. Now, I'm now gonna use my casting resin. This can be poured. I'm a little late now, but that one can be poured 1 inch deep, no problem. So I should have used that one. I was just worried about the bubbles coming through for the longer time because this one doesn't have as long working time, but that didn't come into a factor when you poured it 1.25 inches deep. So there were several bubbles. Let me show you. There's several bubbles here that I did pop open. I cut open with a knife because they were not going to pop and I didn't want them in there. So when I fill this layer, and I also noticed down here at the point, it didn't fill up. I don't know if you could see that, but the point is not filled. So I definitely need to get some down in there. There are some, like I said, bubbles that I'm gonna fill. We shouldn't be able to see them. And the sparkle dust stayed suspended, so that wasn't going to be an issue. I see some bubbles coming up right there, but they're kind of really hard to see. So what I'm going to do, I am going to spray down in there so my resin goes down there first. So I did 8 more ounces, and this again is my casting resin. And I don't know how much I need, so I'm going to start with 8. Let me just make sure it gets down in this point first. There we go. I'm just going to stick something in there to make sure it gets down there. And it should disappear. I added my crushed crystal before I put it in the vacuum chamber. So that one disappeared. So yeah, this should be a good solution to not pour it all in one step so you can cover up any bubbles that might be showing. I'll probably have to mix up some more, but that's okay. I didn't want to way crazy over mix because remember this one held, I think I said 40 ounces. That was yesterday, so I don't remember what I said. I think it was 40 ounces though. And I already put in, what, 20? This will be 28 plus the 8 on the bottom. Well, it might be very close. Very close. I'm going to check it from eye level and see where we're at. If anything, 2 ounces, I'm guessing. So now that it's already bubbleless, there shouldn't be anything happening now. Yeah, I could probably use another 2 to 3 ounces. I'll do that off camera. You guys know how to do that, but the shimmer is really pretty. I didn't put that much in this time. I'm not going to add any to the next 3 ounces. So I will come back as soon as it's cured. Just kidding, it's not cured. So I mixed up 3 ounces. It took about 1.5 ounces, maybe 1.75 ounces. I got it domed really nicely. Got all the bubbles popped again. So I decided I'm going to put another layer in the hands. So this time I'm going to put alcohol ink in purple, Midnight Disco for the black, and Disco for the silver this time. So I'm just going to layer it there, and then I'm going to show you the extras that I have already finished. Let's put the Disco in, or Midnight Disco, that's the black one, holographic glitter. And we're going to put the silver one on the fingers. Maybe just a little, not all of it. And then the purple can go over here. So you got a couple layers with me on this video. That's good. Making some headway. All right, so this is going to cure for several hours. I'm going to use that in some extras. So the first extras I have are these really pretty, super blingy white earrings. And then a pendant to go with them. And then from that silver from the hands, this is the flake foil. I didn't put anything on it because I thought it was busy enough as it is like that. I have 2 blue. This is really pretty, clear blue. If you can see, there you go. Super pretty blue pendant, and then a smaller one with a bow on it. And last but not least, a keychain. I took the white from the hands, I marbled it with black and put a cross. I put a charm, love and be loved. Put a little tassel on, back coated the back and the front with UV resin. So those are the extras so far. Now I need to make some more. Now I'll see you at curing. It's cured, you guys. I'm so excited to take this out. But before, here's the rest of the leftovers. Top coated those. Pretty holographic earrings. Here's a pendant. Really pretty. One more pendant. Actually, these 2 pieces I found in the mold when I grabbed the mold out of the drawer. I forgot to pop them out at one point. Maybe it was yesterday, I'm not sure. So they were just like sitting there waiting. And here's a keychain with the Tree of Life, holographic, blinged out, little charm and tassel. So there's those. Are we ready to unmold this? I am so ready to unmold this. I can't believe this only took 2 days. I've never made this mold before. I don't think. I don't remember doing it actually, but oh my goodness, this thing is heavy. What do we think? Look at that. Let's see the back. Oh, is that sparkling? You can see a little bit of the bottom, but it's really not that bad. And as far as the layers, you can barely tell that there's layers in here. There's a couple little bubbles at the top here, but those are the only ones that I see. And if I didn't tell you about them, you would not even know it. I'm going to take my little file. I'm just going to file this edge because I don't want to use my knife on it and ruin that edge. So this point came out. That's good because that was missing on the second pour. So if you don't want to ruin an edge with a knife, a nail file is your next best option. Especially on your pendants and stuff. If you're not wanting to slip with your knife, this is my best friend. then I brought out a couple things. I wanted to see if I can jazz up the sides because it's gonna sit like that. So what I got out were a couple things. So I've had this forever, little fake rhinestones. There's not even a stone in there. That's just a fake empty, I always thought there were rhinestones in there. That's interesting. So I was thinking maybe wrap it. Oh, that would look nice. A nice finish to it. Oh, that would look pretty. And then I also, except I have to glue that one down. These were gifted to me and I've been dying to use them. But I needed the perfect thing to use them on. I'm wondering if these are like stickers. If they are, that would be so much easier. Oh, yes, they are. Let's see what they would look like. They're not quite long enough, but we can cut them. I can cut them. I'm just thinking, is it gonna sit on that? Yeah, it should. Because I don't know whoever ends up with this, which side they're gonna put it on. Let's just see what it looks like. I would so much rather use a sticker one than have to glue anything. I think I'm gonna put it right down the center. I was thinking I was gonna have to hide a line, but I have no lines to hide. So I'm gonna go right, whoops, I just pulled the rhinestone off, holding it too tightly. So I will have to fix that. Oh, there it is. I just gotta get it started. Oh, this is so easy to add. Look at that. That is so pretty. It's not straight. Oh no. Come on. I just popped the rhinestone off. Okay. Okay, good. Good. There we go. Where'd the rhinestone go? Shoot. I gotta put one back there. All right, I'm gonna finish this off and get you some final pictures. Let me know what you think. Do you like the color? Do you like the shimmer? Can you see the shimmer? I think it's really pretty. Now I wish I would have bought the white ones and the purple ones. Actually, look at those colors. There are two different colors under the resin, but they were all the same color outside the resin. Very interesting. All right, you guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I will see you guys tomorrow. You have a blessed day. Bye.